Okay. At point.
Continue kasa onyi to mampani odi ade se Ghana mampani Ghana mbram ye titu mampani ade so ati wo mampani wo do edo ma mi se wo ye di tu a wo be yode sa kwadu ababa na wo se nka mampani ye se ye impeach nyina so ni se boni a musima me ye e na se wo wa ye ne di tu eto asuma ni ye ami how se ne ye se ye tu mampani ade so ye na wa ya se ye se ma me ye wo John wa ye premedate to this way. As I said, don't you make us on YouTube? I did not know what to say. Or can't say, or bar, Namamu, on to my mean, and I'm pa, when I'm so trying to show. Yeah, a lawyer for Okuma, who friend, but I say, no more petition. I don't do this. But you are already a bit. Your name, Matthew, German supporter, and
sponsor a certain interpretation of the Constitution to allow for the president to run for a second term. That's what we're saying. Our petition is very clear. Well, if you haven't figured that out yet, then you are not actively in the media. You need to see, read the room. When the president comes, remove the judiciary, pack the court, then you know what is up to. So certainly read the room.
I'm grateful. So.
Osahiri Alexander Afanyo Martin na waboye chuma diani jina tofa and Ghana for nyina akire se dia Omampeyi Mahama ne na ban eye no omo nje ntum the Shazia no Musio and conform by no 100. Now we have seen the masses in their thousands. God bless all of you for making it up. Omuyi Chief Justice. No Mufa Omo Crofo said the Abeya NDC for Asemba no more come on. Said the Abeya Omo this out term not just say almost is a constitution. But ANC in there, ANC China, not the Chisubio. Zaya Penea catcher and this are bringing there. Zawa Yano, Orumbo Ghana. Ayan Ghana for Yarent no, now one fire to true some, one fan say Yakab Memikebi. And there, Obibian and Yutria. Za Essi. Yaza Asumdwe ena yaza by the demonstration na yaza Asumdwe so yaza recall yabada won nyina lase na ya catch one there za NDC flash as wo yen on dey nyina yeda eyi onye NPP fon kotin we dwumo oya all the political parties na we be together na we be dwuma otida Makana de mi wia won mesre na mako wato kasem kakra waji tuma so our country Ghana is under siege. A call to rise, resist and defend the judiciary. That is what we are doing today. There is frightening and ominous clouds now loom over our republic as we march today is so clear that the 1992 Constitution, the sacred covenant that binds us as a free and sovereign people, is under assault. The very institutions entrusted with safeguarding our liberties are being infiltrated, manipulated, and desecrated. A ruthless cabal determined to cling to power at all costs. A third-term agenda. Even before, in flagrant illegality, campaign to dismantle our sacred democratic foundations. Under candidate Mahama's leadership, the NDC deployed mercenaries and thugs to polling stations and collation centers across the country. And we all know what happened late last year. Honorable Ekuya Efriye, who has warned Abdulkumanov that EC is asking for security to enable them declare. NDC is saying they are not going to provide security. What is preventing the IGP, the previous IGP and the current IGP, what is preventing them from providing security for the Electoral Commission to complete its mandate? What we see held accountable in a court of law, now under NDC, impunity reigns, and it is at the very top. Since assuming office, His Excellency the President has weaponized the security services, deploying them in retrogressive PNDC-style raids on the homes of political opponents. Dr. Addison, former Governor, Bank of Ghana, and Ken Ofori-Atta are victims of such onslaughts, including the ADC to former Vice President Muhammadu Bawumia. We say to NDC, this is not governance. It is tyranny, cloaked in the robes of democracy. Being painted in NDC colors. This is dangerous. This is a dangerous betrayal of the Republic. And why? Because President Mahama no longer sees himself as a president. He fancies himself an autocrat, a ruler for life. A number of guests at his inauguration told this story. Military dictators, authoritarian sympathizers, men of iron fists and empty conscience. And as if to erase all doubt, he donned full military regalia at a recent armed forces event, parading as commander of a nation he plans to subdue, not to serve. His every gesture speaks to a sinister agenda to break the Constitution, amend it, and prolong his grips on power, abetted by a judiciary he is desperate to capture. This explains the relentless siege on the judiciary, a judiciary that has stood as a last bulwark between autocracy and freedom is now his target. Today, the Chief Justice Gertrude Torkornoo, a distinguished servant of this republic, is under siege. The head of the judiciary is being dragged through a sham process of removal from office, engineered by a desperate president and a rubber stamp by a failed Council of State. Their goal is not justice. It is intimidation. It is a warning shot to every judge. Obey or be broken. They do not seek a judiciary that upholds the law. They seek one that bows to the will of a dictator. A bench bent to serve power, not principle. They seek to install kangaroo court under democratic facade. What is happening is no accident.
You know, we have three arms of government. The first one is the executive, the second is the judiciary, and then the third is the parliament. However, the President Mahama is in control of the executive, and the three arms have to be completely separate from each other. However, he wanted to make everything so that he can dictate to us. And this one is not even on the Chief Justice, because it's the justice system that he's destroying. And we did not wake up and then let him know that where he is going, it will be a time that you may have a case, you go to the court and you will not get justice. And the court is where we're supposed to get the justice. And now he has just removed, he has suspended the Chief Justice. And by suspending the Chief Justice, you know the signal he's sending to the judges. He's telling them that whenever he's saying you should go there and you fail to do, he can suspend you. So we are just telling him enough is shouldn't Ghanaians, we need peace, and you have to let our judicial be. So for the judicial, that is where we have justice. Whenever you have any issue, and then you go to the court, you are sure of getting justice. But where he's doing, where he's reading, that's supposed to mean that he's just taking justice out, and it will be in their pocket. They can implement and tell you what to do and what to do. If you see, he said he has got some he has got some about 4 or 5 some petitions, and that is where he's acting. However, we ourselves even know, even me, where I work, whenever I'm traveling out or something, one thing I have, my wife has a company. So if Torkornoo goes somewhere and they have, and it's within the judicial service, they have to do. He's the judge, you understand? He's the Chief Justice. And if he goes with his, can this warrant anything of removal or something? It's not. He only just want to put fear to the bag so that whenever anything comes, what he wants is what they will do.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Seek that time will not materialize. Yes.
Thank you very much.
NPP dear, law abiding. Demonstrating against corruption. You're demonstrating against wrong, sir. His Excellency, Dr. His Excellency, John Dramani Mahama. John Dramani Mahama. Say, Opese, Oyi, your Chief Justice, I want to Ghana has say. Emra Makwan say, you're politicizing positions be Ghana Kroimo. Judiciary, no, it was a year independence. It was a protecting the independence of the judiciary. And say Abambia Baswa na politically no na Chief Justice in free ho near the Chief Justice aba na I say judiciary no politics are taking over. Yes ana on mine no say efa government no ho na court say ono ne panel te ho dia say you politicizing na say NDC ni and Chief Justice dia na che say the obesa ye bia no e was say skill bibia in favor of the most important factors when it comes to a sane, sensible and right democratic values. So that's what we are doing today.
And let me play the gender card here a little bit. As a woman yourself who aspires or is in a leadership position yourself and seeing what is happening to another woman who is at the top. Remember, we are fighting for
Women.
exactly. What do you say? What does this send across as a woman? What's your take on this particular issue as a woman?
I think besides being very democratic about it, definitely my sensibilities also
gender advocate and I'm a gender activist, we should also fight for that space because it's definitely not right. Is she being targeted because she's a woman? No, I don't have any basis to do that. But yes, as a woman, we should protect her. So I'm here for that reason as well. But I'm here first of all to fight democracy. I believe that we all have equal